This is your stimulus check update, your second stimulus check update, and your stimulus package update as of Thursday, June 11th. This is your stimulus update, and happy Thursday. We have some really good news coming out from key officials. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin testified at the Senate committee yesterday that there would definitely be another stimulus package. He said that they are seriously reviewing a second stimulus check as well. Mnuchin said that the economy and U.S. households will need more help. Therefore, this is looking good for a second stimulus check. And what is being considered is a single one-time second stimulus check of $1,200, not $2,000, and nothing monthly. We're talking about a one-time stimulus check. So it's going to be a second stimulus check in essence. Besides a second stimulus check, Mnuchin additionally said that the next stimulus package needs to be targeted more towards the industries and small businesses that are having the most difficulty reopening. Basically, he wants to play favorites. I understand that some industries are affected harder than others. However, within any industry, you're going to have well-run companies and you're going to have poorly run companies. These poorly run companies, they would naturally go bankrupt. However, when you have the government stepping in, bailing them out, that's not a good thing in my opinion. I just want to urge Congress, when they are making their decisions, to let the free markets run its course and stop the bailouts of poorly run companies. If a poorly run company goes out of business, a better run company is going to take its place. A better run company that provides better customer service, that provides better paying jobs to the employees, that provides a better customer experience, that just operates more efficiently. So please do not bail out inefficient companies, and please do not reward bad practices. That's my statement to the governments. Instead of spending that taxpayer money on bailing out these poorly run companies, I would urge Congress to consider just giving that money. Instead, give that money to the people in the form of a stimulus check. That's my suggestion. The Senate is waiting to take action until the end of July. I see a big problem with this, and here's why. First of all, for the millions of Americans that owe taxes from their 2019 tax return, that comes due July 15th, so that's right around the corner. On July 31st, the federal unemployment benefits end. You currently have 21 million Americans receiving unemployment benefits. That doesn't even include the people who tried getting on unemployment and were rejected. So you have quite a few people. To put that into context, the peak unemployment of the Great Financial Recession was 15 million Americans. Therefore, on July 31st, you're going to have 15 to 20 million Americans having their primary source of income get reduced overnight by about 75%. That's going to be a shock. And I think federal economists are delusional because they said that 42% of families have enough savings to cover at least 3 months of expenses. And they said that, this one's just laughable. They said 85% of families have enough to cover at least 3 months of expenses after the generous benefits of the previous stimulus package. 85%, you gotta be out of your mind. I hope the politicians are not relying on that data from the federal economists when they're making their decisions on what to craft in the next stimulus package. It's for these reasons that the Republicans, they are open to extending the federal unemployment benefits by $250 to $350 a week after July 31st. That's down from the $600 a week federal boost for unemployment benefits. The Congressional Budget Office, the CBO, is backing the Democrats by saying that giving aid to the state and local governments in the next stimulus package would give a bigger bang for the buck for stimulating the economy. The CBO says that by giving state and local governments more money, tax increases would not be necessary and spending cuts would not need to occur. Spending cuts would entail job layoffs and reduced public services. Here are the updates on the SBA PPP loan. Were cited by Steven Mnuchin. The Trump administration no longer wants to release the identities of the recipients of the SBA PPP loan money. If you remember about a month ago, the identities of the big corporations receiving the SBA PPP loan money, that drew a lot of negative press and a lot of bad attention and criticism. So they want to stop releasing the identities. This is causing a lot of uproar by the Senate Democrats as they argue that this should be public information. Mnuchin confirmed that there can be partial forgiveness to SBA PPP loan recipients if the business doesn't meet all the necessary requirements. So you're talking partial forgiveness rather than the full 100% forgiveness. Mnuchin said that more people with criminal records will be allowed to gain access to the SBA PPP loan money as well. Previously, anyone who had a criminal conviction in the past 5 years would be denied the PPP money. Now the guidance is changing to anyone convicted in the past 3 years. Let's take a look at what's going on with COVID-19. New cases and hospitalizations are surging in many states, but they're actually declining in others. Scientists don't understand why this is the case and why this is going on. You'll hear in the news that hospitalizations are surging in Texas, in Arizona, in many other states. However, this is one example. In Georgia, gyms and salons have been open for a month, more than a month, and COVID-19 is declining. That's a good job, Georgia. Scientists are studying whether the majority of the transmissions are occurring indoors. Therefore, this is concerning for the decisions of bringing students back to schools and bringing workers back to the office. Regardless, governors across the country are rejecting new lockdowns even as virus cases spike. Texas sees the COVID-19 stats, but Governor Abbott is expanding the reopening in Texas this week, regardless. In North Carolina, they are reporting the highest level of hospitalizations, and Democratic Governor Roy Cooper said that renewing restrictions would be a last resort. However, Utah actually paused the next phase of reopening as cases are spiking there. And I just want to mention that other countries are going through the same difficulties and setbacks. In Peru, cases are spiking as high as Italian figures. The COVID-19 crisis is so intense in Brazil that it's causing civil unrest and instability. And Colombians are saying that when it comes to lockdowns, it's an awful choice between watching citizens die of the virus by not locking down or die by hunger by imposing lockdowns. It's a pretty bad situation in the United States and around the world. So we're all in this together, not just as the United States, but across the globe. I know we started off on good news, and my apologies that we need to end on bad news, on a bad note, but I just want to let you know what's going on around the world, in our country, and it's not just us. So please, let's support one another whenever possible, wherever possible, with whatever possible. And let's hope that the politicians give us that support and relief and aid as soon as possible, because the people surely could use it. I hope you find this information useful, or that at least it saves you some time. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. Thank you so much, and please take care.